by now you've seen the episode. So we're going to be talking about assumptions, rumors, and lies, and everything that comes with them. So we're going to introduce ourselves from the left to the right. So could you start us off from left to right and tell us just a sentence about you?
So you've seen me before, of course. I'm Tre, and change begins with me.
Hey.
Alright, well, I'm new, so you haven't seen me before, but I'm Darell, and I love everything creative.
Well, I'm Annette, and a proud Brooklynite from New York, and I'm honored to be here with you guys.
Oh. Well, I'm Larry, and I'll go with the T-shirt then. I'm humble, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful that you're here, and as well that you all are here. All right, so let's just dive right in. So we're talking about rumors and assumptions. So the first question is, has there ever been rumors spread about you? And if so, if you don't mind sharing, what?
I have to think about that because I've always been a good girl.
I'm sure.
Me too.
Oh, I have one. Yes, I do. Okay. Well, I don't know if it was a rumor or a lie, but I had one not so long ago. Well, I had a I don't know if I want to call him a friend, but it was someone I hung out with, and who I actually happened to have worked with before too, and they told this lie on me. Really, it really wasn't even a rumor; it was more so a lie because and it really upset me.
Oh,
a lot. But it really pissed me off, to be honest, because not only did it boil over to friendships, but it boiled over to work relationships too, and so that really pissed me off. Yeah, and I just didn't see the reason behind it.
What was it?
What?
It was the rumor.
The rumor? Yeah. The rumor was that I said something that I didn't say. They had told someone that they had heard something, and the person, I guess, asked them where they heard it from, and they said they heard it from me. And it really upset me because like I had nothing to do with that at all, and so for you to go and say that I said it, I was like, you put me in the equation when I didn't even have to be there. And so it really kind of hurt me, to be honest.
Right.
It really did, because I was like, yeah, that was quite messy of you. But
well, I could think of a situation at my workplace, and it was rumored that I was brown nosing with the principal.
No,
someone had saw me walk out of her office. And assumed that I was in there, trying to get a better position. And, so people will walk by and like, she's brown nosing with the principal, she's trying to become something else. Yeah. And it's not true. I was just in her office just talking about a student.
Right.
Wow.
And, I guess I was in there a little bit too often for some people, so that rumor was not true. I would never brown nose to anyone.
Right. It's not needed.
No, not at all.
How far did the rumor go? Did people believe it?
Some people did.
Really?
But the people who really knows me know that I would never do anything like that.
And I think that's the thing. Like, if somebody knows you and really knows your character, then they can decipher between what's a rumor and what's real.
True.
You would hope so.
You would hope so.
But that's not always true.
That's not always true.
Because sadly, people love myth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and so, sadly, a lot of people will go with the, I guess, negative side of it, or the more interesting side of it, because usually the rumor is the more interesting one or the juicier one, so people tend to go with that.
Well, why do you think people start rumors?
I think it's perception sometimes, though. I mean, like, really what I think about, like, well, I'm reading this book right now, that is really talking about, like, the things that people do is really a reflection of them more so than you. So, like, internalizing or even trying to understand it, it'll never make sense to you because that's just not your reality. Like, people's perception is their reality. So their perception of the world is how the world exists to them. So like what they see you as, like you said, I'm a good girl. So in their mind, they might associate with a good girl being like somebody who is a brown nose instead of like somebody who just does the right thing, and that's nothing negative about you. It's more so all in their head. Yeah.
It may not have anything to do with you because I know that when we was talking about you reminded me of a rumor because I was having a hard time because normally, like, when I think of rumors, I think about the role that I played in, like, high school and middle school. I was the one who started the rumors. Because, you know,
shut your mouth.
Yeah, because things were boring.
That's the type, does he?
Things were boring, you know what I mean? So I was like, to spice it up or whatever, I would say this person is going to the dance with that person. Or I would say that this person was doing this. Or I would stare up a little stuff and put it in the person's ear so that it kind of spread around school to start a little shake-up stuff. Make stuff exciting. But I do remember...
Was life boring for you?
It wasn't boring for me. It wasn't boring for me because like I was entertained by the rumor.
Okay.
So life was exciting for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I think you should grow up out of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Did you grow up out of that stuff?
Yeah, I don't start rumors, but I do like mess, like a lot of other people. Like what I mean by that, what I mean by that though is that like when you come home, say for instance you have a spouse. What does your spouse talk about? What happened at work? Most of the time they're telling you something that happened that was a little out of the ordinary or something kind of extra or something that stuck out. And it's normally not necessarily the most positive things. Normally it's the mess. If you're watching a play, what sticks out to you when somebody does a great moment or when somebody falls? It's just the way you are, you know what I mean? But
Is this true?
It's just the way it is. It's being real, but you don't feel good about it, but it's the truth. But as far as rumors though, I remember working in like restaurant management, and it was in like a very small town in Texas. Not a lot of black people there, and definitely not a lot of other stuff minority wise. But this one lady was really upset that I was the manager. And she wanted the position, so she started a rumor with the higher ups that I was sleeping with the waitresses.
Oh,
wow.
Right. Now, I'm in a podunk backwoods town. I'm already black, so the last thing I want to do is shut down the rumor by simply telling them, I don't want them damn waitresses. I'm not even interested. That's impossible. You know what I mean? So, yeah, which put me in a hard position because I went through a lot of different ups and downs trying to prove to them that I wasn't sleeping with these waitresses when all I really had to do was tell the truth. Which in that aspect, it kind of, because after that moment I said I wouldn't do that anymore. And so in that case, the rumor actually helped me.
So that makes me come to the next question. What if you are faced with a rumor? Like, how do you handle it? Like, so it seems like you kind of use it like you are more
to your advantage.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
savvy.
I had to get savvy because some rumors, unfortunately, you can't always fight back with the truth.
Right.
Sometimes because people don't always want to hear the truth. You know what I mean? Or the truth might even incriminate you. You know what I mean? So with that particular rumor, like I had to stretch my imagination to try to figure out ways to prove it because I didn't want to tell the actual reason why I couldn't possibly be sleeping with these waitresses. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But it did change for the better because, like I said, after that moment, I was never going to be backed into that corner again. You know?
What happened?
With that? After so long, honestly, by the time it all panned out, I was just ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, so... it was never proven one way or another, but like my time was up and it was time.
Did you feel like it was payback from all the rumors you started in high school?
Probably
so.
Probably because I definitely believe in energy and what you put out, you get back. So
you reap what you sow.
You surely do, and I made up a lot of rumors.
Oh wow!
I want to dig into that. Why did you feel the need to make up these rumors?
Well, I go back to the
He said it was exciting.
I get that, but like. But you said you weren't bored before. Like, I mean, was there nothing going on in town? Like,
it wasn't. It was
well,
nothing.
Did you do it more so out of revenge?
No, I'm not revenge. Well, it's not that. It was.
You said, well.
Yeah, but what it was just the pure excitement, like staring up mess. Like nowadays.
Did anybody get hurt?
No. I don't think so.
So you felt like they were just.
Yeah,
okay.
They were all right. Like, they needed excitement, too.
Oh, wow.
They really did. You know, like, it's just... Sometimes you just gotta spice up a moment.
So do you feel like some rumors are okay?
Yeah.
Versus others can be hurtful?
Yeah.
So what type of rumor will be okay?
Like, if, for instance, you started a rumor about... Say you started a rumor about me, right? And say the rumor was something like, I saw Darell at a club and he was acting a fool all night, talking to people, rolling around on the floor, that type of thing. And for somebody that doesn't know me or know me that way, it then makes them interested in trying to get to know me because they think I'm just a wild child and it doesn't actually match up with what they thought they knew. So it then gives them an opportunity to maybe talk to me a little deeper than they probably would.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but are you a wild child like that?
Oh yeah,
you are. So that's not really a rumor then.
Well, it was a rumor when she said she saw me doing it. But if you talk to me, I'll tell you about the time I did, but it didn't happen.
Oh wow! Because my assumption of you as of today, you look like a good boy.
See. So we'll talk about that wild side later.
Can't wait to hear it.
You're not satisfied.
I'm not. Because it's like
you didn't get enough.
No. Because it's like, okay, so but that's not really a rumor then if you really are that person. But like, what if she saw me? If her rumor was that she saw me wilding out in the club like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't feel like that's a good rumor because that's not my character. You know what I'm saying? And then if someone hears that, they may think, or someone who may have been interested in me if I was single and they thought they were interested in me, and then they be like, well, maybe you shouldn't date him because I heard he's a wild child in the club.
Yeah. Or then it goes further and it's like, yeah, he was rolling around on the floor. He probably was on something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, so then it's like, now you're a drug user.
Then he get back to work and it's like,
so it kind of like,
spikes that keeps going on and on and on.
And that's what I think back when you say in high school that like the road didn't hurt anyone. What if you didn't know it hurt somebody?
Yeah, if I don't know it can't hurt me either though. If I don't know it hurts you, you know what I mean?
So it just didn't hurt you.
Because if it wasn't my intentions to hurt you, and I don't know it hurts you, then I'm in the clear. I feel good. Unless it's one thing if I know or you tell me, but if I don't know and I didn't try to, then I can walk down the street and feel like I didn't try to. I don't know I did it.
But that's what happens when you spread rumors.
Some rumors, like I said, my rumors were fun. My rumors were like
they were fun for you.
Yeah. And I'm assuming they were fun for other people because that was my intention to make fun rumors.
They were fun for other people.
Yeah, like I never said stuff like this person slept with that person, or so. I never started rumors like that. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything like that. It was normally like I'll change the names for the possibly embarrassing. But like for instance, there was say Jane and Paul, and Jane and Paul were both really heavyset, right? And they were known for being heavyset. They were fun people. They were very active, but they were the big people in school, like the biggest girl and the biggest guy. So I did start a rumor and put it in people's head that they were going to go to prom together, you know, which was funny to me because everybody's like, Natalie. Oh, I said the name. You know. Jane and Paul.
Oh my God.
Jane and Paul going to prom together. And it was like, what? So I was going around school. So then I remember Jane and Paul ran up to me at lunch. It was like, why are you telling people we're going to prom together? And they were standing there and they were just, it was funny.
What if I liked Jane and I was planning on asking Jane to the prom because I really liked her, but I heard the rumor she was going with Paul, and so now Jane never met me, and we could have been married.
Could have been. Did Jane find out about that?
I'm not sure.
Because if Jane didn't know about that, then
I never asked Jane because I thought she was going to prom with Paul.
Oh,
yeah.
You might just cost Jane a husband.
Damn, because Jane ain't got no husband either.
See?
That's why.
That's why.
You got no husband.
Dang, you
ruining
messed
the
up
lives out here.
Jane, go find Paul.
I'm sorry now.
You're going to have to find
Right.
I apologize.
Oh, no.
She coming looking for you.
No.
For that guy who was going to ask her out to the prom,
you know,
it was a rumor.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So this gives us some insight on why people start rumors though.
Yeah, so some people just want to
Some people just messy. Some people are just messy.
They are, you're right.
But people grow out of mess.
Sometimes.
That's true.
Sometimes. In my case, I grew out of mess a long time ago, but I was the king of mess. Like honestly, if this was a time where blogging and stuff and everybody had phones and all the stuff like that, that would have been a market for me. I could start the hell out of a rumor. Something that would make sense, that would be funny, that would go around. I knew how to do it, where to do it, when to do it, and people believed me. And I still don't understand. I'm like, I started 3 rumors last week. You gonna believe the 3 I started this week?
Wow.
Like, who does that?
That's
because they needed the excitement too. I'm telling you, I did a service for the school. I'm telling you, I did. We didn't have a talk show like, you know, you had to see those teen movies and they have like a talk show segment when you learn. We didn't have that, but if we did, I would have been that person. I would have, yeah. Yeah.
So that leads me to my next question. What do you do with messy people, like, in your life?
You revere them.
You what?
You revere them. You love them.
Oh, wow.
You hold them up. At least, I'm speaking for myself. Because I'm calling myself the messy one at the moment. So, of course, I'm not going to say anything bad about this. But yeah. But I think I come from a long line of messy people, though. My mama messy.
Grandmommy too, huh?
She probably was. I didn't see her being messy, but my mama was messy. And I know my grandma probably was messy too. Actually, now that I think about it, she was, just in a different way. She was messy because she was messy live. You know, she'd be messy right in front of you. You know, but yeah. So it's genetic, so it's not my fault.
It's in the blood for him.
That's possible.
Yeah, it could be.
That's possible. I mean, personally, like, I have had a messy friend, and like, I distanced myself. We stopped being friends because it's just like, that's not.
And you can even have that conversation with, like, if this is gonna continue, then our relationship can't continue.
Yeah.
And I think that's perfectly okay to have that conversation.
And then with a person who's so messy, if you're hanging out with them, people
you're gonna be
perceive
associated
that
and
you're messy too.
Because perception is reality. Yeah. So, yep.
So people like that you have to handle with a long
handle
stick.
Because when you think about friendships, like, my friends are people I confide in and talk to. So if you're a messy person and I'm telling you my personal business, what do you think is gonna happen? Like,
everybody will find out.
Right.
And you are like your friends. You know, I mean, y'all may have some differences, but y'all are friends for some reason. Y'all have some connection. So if you're this close to somebody who is messy, you may need to check yourself. Because there might be some messiness about you that you just not seeing yet.
Now, the messiness thing with telling personal, I just want to make sure that nobody knows. I don't do anything like that. Yeah, like, people can people can find me a lot. Like, I know, like, when you go through my circle of friends, I know, no. I would never, like I said, everything that I do, or everything that I did when it came to that was always totally made up, far left, just out of humor, that type of thing. Like, you know.
So you weren't being vindictive.
Oh, hell no! I would never do that. Never. That's not in me at all. And every time somebody tries to associate the two, I try to make sure I clarify that. Because right now I'm just being honest with you. I'm just telling you. I mean, shit, I was messy. You know what I mean? And they ate it up. People still eat up mess.
They do. And that's the interesting thing, is like, why do people love it? Like, when you think about reality TV shows and everything else, everybody thrives on that type of thing. When it's like, they talk about, they want to be woke, they want to be conscious, but then soon as Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives come on,
looking for the mess,
it's like they're into it, and then art imitates, I don't know if it's art imitating life or life imitating art, but then it becomes a part of, like, their vernacular. Like, people say those sayings that they say on those shows, and then they start to behave like they behave on those shows, not even realizing, like, you're being, like, indoctrinated into this type of behavior. So when you think about that, I mean, how do you keep yourself from being messy? Or starting rumors, like, if you see, I think it
has to be a conscious decision you have to make. Because when I was thinking of, it's this other, and I'm not gonna say the name of it, but it's this other blog show type show where they just really talk about a lot of different people, particularly a lot of different celebrities. And
you gonna leave my girl alone?
I didn't say it was a girl. But they just talk about a lot of different people, and I think it gets to a point where it almost comes off as hate. It's just like it's like you talk so bad about these people. Like, what has this person done to you? Like, why do you have so much energy geared toward this person?
Right. But I think that a lot of people who cause mess probably have, like, self-esteem.
Some insecurities.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that.
Low self-esteem, confidence.
Did you
I can relate to that.
In high school?
I didn't know it then. It wasn't high school. It really started in middle school. By high school, it really, it had run out. I had other stuff to do. But in middle school especially, it just wasn't that exciting. But I know that not only was it not exciting for me, but like I said, a lot of this stuff comes from within. Like, if you're excited or into or interested in yourself, you don't have time to do all of those other things.
Right.
then I wasn't. I didn't know it then, you know what I mean? Because I was just a goofy kid. But looking back at it, I was very unhappy. You know what I mean? Very unhappy. So I wanted to stir up other people's lives, so it gave me something to be interested in to keep me from looking at myself. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not necessarily the person's fault why they're messy, because it's just like it's an outlet for a lot of people. You know, some people cut themselves, some people start shit. I was a shit starter, you know, but it wasn't because I was wanting to be hurtful. I mean, it was almost like help, you know, and self-help in a way that I didn't feel like was hurting anybody, but it wasn't helping anybody either. You know what I mean?
I'm so glad you said that. I agree with you 100%. I think that it's a buffer, because that friend that I had, like, I had that conversation, you know, and I said, you talk about how you don't have real friends or real people around you, it's because of who you are. Like, until you look at yourself, and really you're gonna continue this cycle. And I think, like you said, it takes being alone and really looking at yourself to be like, why am I doing this?
Right.
You know?
And the thing about it, people like that never really self-reflect, and they never see their wrongs or where they were wrong in situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, the messy person typically never realize that they're the mess starter.
Right.
I think about that a lot because, you know, we kind of fresh into, well, by the time this comes out, we won't be, but, you know, a lot of people do like the whole New Year, New Me thing. And so I always think, like, why do you have to be a new you? You know, so like, I mean, you can be an improved you, but you know, like, why do you have to be a new you? Or if, like, I'm deleting all my Facebook friends, this and that, like, why do you have to do all of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should do a self-reflection. Just check you out. Maybe it's not everybody around you.
To get back to messiness, you know, a lot of people start messiness for several reasons: jealousy, revenge, boredom. Like, you did it for boredom.
And keep in mind yours, because like I said, by the time I got, even before, but definitely by the time I got to high school, I just didn't have time for that. But I was prom king, and there was no hate involved in this.
Right.
I was
you did yours for fun.
Right. But once we get older and you realize, like, we're not in school anymore, like, we're not kids. So when you have those messy people like you're talking about, it's no longer cute. It's no longer attractive. There was one in my group, and it's funny because it's always starting mess, and everybody talks about it. Nobody likes it, but nobody does anything about it. And they were like, "What should we do?" I'm like, cut him off. Right. If he's alone, and then he has time to figure out why is he so messy, because he don't have anybody's life to destroy. So now you have to figure out, why is my life destroyed? So answer that question. And actually, I don't mind accepting somebody back once they do some self-reflection, because everybody deserves a second chance. I don't know about a third or fourth, but you definitely deserve a second one. I ain't giving you a third or fourth, though, especially not now. But you know, but
I believe in chances. I've been giving people chances. So
more than twice.
Sometimes.
It
depends.
Yes, according to the situation.
It does. Because, I mean, when I think about life, nobody knows how. Nobody's a pro at life. Right. So sometimes people are dealt different circumstances, and it takes them multiple times and mistakes to get it right. So even when you are trying and you're making changes, there's still a chance that you might still make mistakes. You know,
because we do it every day.
We do
make mistakes every day.
Life is a journey, not a destination.
So if you saw something, so say you were out and you saw your best friend's mate with someone you did not know, and they were like maybe lightly flirtatious, and then they left, what would you do? Would you call and say something? Like, what would you do?
I think I would tell.
Tell what?
Well, let me backtrack. I was in a situation like that before.
Oh, I got one too. So okay, I want to hear yours first.
I wouldn't say she was a good girlfriend, but she was a friend. And I went to a billiard, and I saw her fiance there with another woman, and they were with another couple. So it was 4 people. I didn't say anything because she was one of the ones that was saying I was brown nosing. But if she was a closer friend, I was like, girl,
so was she even a friend?
I saw your husband, well, your fiance, I don't know, but you may need to check this
Ask him
out.
who he was with earlier.
But you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't say anything. So I was in this was a long time ago, but I actually lost who I considered at that time to be a good friend of a situation similar to that. So he was talking to this guy, but they had broke up or whatever, and the guy was trying to get back with him or whatever. But meanwhile, the guy was like trying to talk to me, and so he was like, I think I'm considering taking this guy back, or what do you think? And I was like, I don't think you should, because dude was trying to holler at me or whatever. He's like, he done changed, he done got real serious or whatever. And I was like, I don't know if he really done changed or whatever. And he got mad at me because I said that. And like, I mean, it really like ruined our friendship. Like, friendships never been.
But that's the risk you take.
Yeah, when you say something, it's like the risk you take or whatever. And I mean, I don't regret taking the risk because I feel like they showed me inside of you.
And if you taking that risk, it's good when you feel like you've done the right thing. Honestly, and you have to go from experience. I know that I don't, if I see somebody out, because you see stuff like that all the time, I don't necessarily tell every caliber friend what I saw. But if I feel like you're a good friend, like for instance, with a really good friend of mine, I had told him what I knew about somebody he was dating that was clear as day. It was like I had facts, like I vetted it, you know what I mean? Like I ain't just come with no bullshit, I knew. So I come and I'm like, I'm your really good friend. I tell you about this dude, I have no reason to lie to you. He has every reason to. For one, if I tell you something, I'm not saying that you have to go react on it, but don't go fact check me and I'm a good friend of yours. Why would I not give you the facts? You can go ahead and speak to him about it, but don't try to come back to me and be like, well, he said he did. Ain't that a bitch? Of course he said that. You went back, like,
but I'm just saying from my example, so you saw them out and they looked flirtatious. So like, could you not say, oh, I saw such and such at such and such?
Well, that could be messy though.
But how? You don't think it's messy to be like, because did you actually didn't see them do anything?
But
you just
you
saw them with
that doubt.
But you saw them with the person. Just say, oh, like I ran into such and such at Einstein's.
And they were, if they were supposed to have been somewhere else,
then they'd be like, oh, exactly. Then they'll question instead of being like, I saw your man at Einstein's and he was with somebody. And, like, to me, that's messy. But being like, oh, well, I saw Tre at Einstein's the other night. And then you're like, oh, he was at Einstein's. Oh.
Right. If you knew I was supposed to be somewhere else,
you're going to
question. I think it's just a slicker way of being messy. I'm sorry. Because honestly, your intentions,
I think it's like
are the same.
A healthier way of just trying to let you know. It's kind of letting you know. Like, I ain't trying to tell you your business. I'm just trying to let you know. Like, if this ain't right, then okay. Then you can make a decision if you want to invest.
Because their response could be, oh yeah, I know, because his friend from high school was in town,
you know what I'm saying? Right.
Or his cousin was with him. So, or, you know, like, you just don't know from afar, because you don't know them, doesn't mean like it's something.
And then to what you were just saying about don't fact check me, I mean, to go back to the episode, I mean, he had fact checked. His friend told him he saw him in the bathroom. So, I mean, in his mind, you know, that was what happened. He saw him in the bathroom getting so, you know, had he went and fact checked, then, you know, the fact was, I saw them. Yeah. But in actuality, nothing happened.
But that was the fact, though. All he said is that he saw them.
Well, he said, I mean, that's what caused the issue.
But I said, if my fact is that he slept with this person and did that, and I know that.
Are you gonna see that though? Are you gonna see them sleeping together, or are you going to
hear that?
Hear that.
So that's like hearsay. Right. That's what I'm saying. No.
I'm saying I got facts. Like I got, you know how we do. You got pictures.
Video,
you got not video of them doing it, but enough to say you're on your way over. Well, let me see what you're working with. I mean, I think that tells enough. And you can send an address. How much more facts do you need?
You might have gotten there and turned around.
I mean, true.
It could. But let me say something else about what you had said. I was saying that, like, if you saw Tre and John at Einstein's and you come to your friend Mike to tell him you saw it and you say it in a way, what I'm saying is that messiness can be wrapped up very pretty. And I'm not saying that you're in your situation, but I know people who try to wrap messiness up very pretty.
It's all
but they already have a prejudgment or a thought of where they think it's going or why they're going to say something. So you can wrap it up as pretty as you want to, bitch. You will still be messy.
But that's not being messy, because messy is when you tell your assumption when you don't have facts.
Right.
So the thing is, I can assume all I want to, but that doesn't mean that's what's happening. But what I can tell you is what I actually saw. So like what I actually saw is him at Einstein's. I don't don't know what their relationship is because I didn't go over and introduce myself. I didn't ask questions. I didn't probe. So for me to be like, I saw your man with somebody doing drinking.
Why say you saw that man with anybody and somebody you saw them with? Period.
Right.
I didn't say I saw him with somebody. I just thought I saw him.
I saw him. I'm not saying I saw him with anybody. Period.
Oh, see,
it's like I ran into Tre at Einstein.
Oh, see, that's not the way I thought I heard.
Yeah, no, it's like I ran into Tre at
Einstein's with some guy.
No, just I ran into Tre at Einstein's.
Oh, well, that's anything. Yeah,
and then that way they can ask questions if they want to know more. If they don't want to know more, they won't. And that way you are kind of like, well, I let you know I saw him. So it's not like if something comes up later, it's not on me. I told you I saw him. If you wanted to know more, that's your opportunity to ask me questions. But instead of me saying like, oh, well, I saw him with somebody, I think that's kind of messy because it's like, that could have been his best friend. That could have been anybody, you know.
Like
and
intentions are everything. You know what I mean? If your intentions are good, then that's one thing. But I'm saying everybody who wraps up coming back and giving someone information pretty isn't really got necessarily the best intentions. You know, because I've seen it happen before.
Right.
You know?
So I have a question. So in that situation, like the one you were just describing, so if say you have a best friend, let's call him John. So you have a best friend John, and John dates Sally, right? If by chance
John and Sally.
John and Sally. If you see John out with someone else, John who is your friend, you see out with someone else, do you tell Sally or are you loyal to your friend?
I already know that.
I'm gonna ask John, be like, I saw you, who is this? Be like, hey, hey,
so you just
I know it's Sally.
Yeah.
You and Sally?
Be like, hey, John, where's Sally? Who is this? Oh, hey.
It's according to your relationship with that person. Right, yeah.
Because I'm going to check my friend even when he's...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not going to... I might not tell their mate, but I'm going to check them and be like, what are you doing?
So if John says, okay, this is whoever, and it is something, do you feel obligated to tell Sally? Or no?
John's my best friend.
Or friend.
A good friend.
Good friend.
I would.
And you have been, he's been with Sally sometime, and you've connected with Sally.
Right.
You respect their relationship. Yeah.
If I feel that this person is being disrespectful, I've talked to you and you're still doing it, then I think eventually I will have to go say something. Yeah.
So I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. What if John and Sally are like
open?
Like then you
don't have to say a word.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But you don't know that. But that's not sure.
Is that
your their relationship? That's
and
not,
they don't have to tell you that.
Yeah, they don't have to tell you that. So that's why I'm saying I would check my friend and be like, and if
so when you check your friend, what if he's just like, I mean, this is, I guess it depends on what he says when you check your friend.
If he be like, this is my business, mind your business, I'd be like, okay.
Mind my business.
But when it gets real,
right?
You said something.
Yeah, like when it gets real.
So if Sally then comes to you like, you knew, like, do you say, yeah, I knew, or do you be like, what my business? Like, what do you say then? Like if Sally finds out that John was messing with somebody else and she didn't know about it, and she comes to you because she thought y'all were...
She's like, Sally girl, listen.
I got my own relationship to worry about. I can't worry about yours. I'm sorry.
Janice, take it up with your man.
Take it up with y'all. Y'all gonna handle that.
Put the ball back in her court.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to the other girl. Talk to your man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Come on now. I tried to check him. He told me to mind my business. So I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, it could have been y'all thing. You know, I mean, that's y'all relationship. I was trying to be respectful. I mean, because everybody doesn't want you to know the intricate details of their relationship.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's like
you mind your business.
Yeah, like I just fell on that.
But if it's a really good friend, I feel like I'm obligated to say something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean.
And I think, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that I do believe in the loyalty test. Like even if John and Sally have been together for 5 years, if John was my friend before Sally, you know, Sally could come and go, but John's supposed to be here throughout. So I really believe that, like, if John was out doing something, I damn sure ain't gonna tell Sally about it. Now I might tell John, you need to if you're gonna do that, at least be discreet. You was at Papados, and you know, come on, man. But
all black folks go to Papados.
Somebody can see you at Papados. Come on now.
I'm just joking. That was not. I didn't know
that's
that.
cheesecake.
I didn't mean that. All black people do not go to Papados, okay?
They go to cheesecake.
Just most of them.
No, they go to Chili's.
This is humor.
We're just joking.
Disclaimer.
We're just
He's like disclaimer. These opinions are not those on the show. I'm sorry. Just kidding. But yes. No. That's interesting. That's interesting. That
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's interesting when it comes to relationships and like your best friend having a relationship. Like if you meet people at the same time and you have the same relationship with both of them, it kind of puts you in an awkward situation.
Right.
That's why I say like I would do a soft confrontation.
Right.
Be like, in case you don't see me, I'm gonna make sure you see me so that it's
right,
like,
come up.
Listen, hey, be like, hey, what's your name? Oh, it's nice to meet you, John. Where's Sally? Right. just one of those things. And if John start acting crazy, then I know.
You know.
You know.
Then you know.
Yeah, you know. Just I don't know. Interesting. Well, I mean, let's go ahead and close out. So, from left to right, just give your last thought on.
I'm Tre. You can find me at Tre_Floyd3. And just don't be messy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Find some positivity. Don't do it.
Right.
Find another outlet.
Alright, you done?
I am.
Alright, so
it's like he's talking too much.
You may go.
So, once again, I'm Darell.
And you can find me on Instagram with DA_Rel, RRELLATL. And when it comes to messiness, if it's in fun and you are a child, it's okay. But when you grow up, then you stop that shit. Messiness is no longer on point. It's no longer cute.
Right.
Quit it, like I did. You want to make sure everybody knows.
Well, I'm Annette, proud Brooklynite, and again, just stay away from all negativities. You know, stay away from the rumors. Most people who start rumors is because of jealousy, revenge, and just stay away from the negativity.
Where can we find you?
And boredom. You can find me at pinky4187@gmail.com. Peace.
And I'm Larry. You can find me in the club. No, I'm just playing. You can find me at Mr. Carter ATL on Instagram. And I think, well, I'll come from the standpoint of when I hear rumors about myself, I just don't respond because I don't give it energy. I think focusing my positive energy on positive things will work better for me. So that's kind of how I handle it when I hear rumors.